Hello everyone, Mike with Newfound Past with your Friday What Sold video. Again, sorry I missed last week coming off that vacation. Just didn't have it in me, but we're back to our usual schedule, our normal programming this Friday, and I have 25 items that sold on eBay in mostly in July, maybe a couple from early August, but mostly from July. Lots of good stuff in here. If I could ask a favor of you guys, I would want, I would like two things. One, I want recommendations on integrated selling platform. I'm thinking about a Shopify store, and I want to know you guys' experience with that and what, if you use Shopify or what do you use in conjunction with it. I know there's a ton of apps and all kinds of junk out there. I just am interested to know what works for people, what's simple, what's cost effective, and just let me know because I got so much stuff now. I'm just looking at any outlet I can to promote my products and get them out there. The second, and I know this is just cliche, and I've struggled with doing this, but I have set up a Patreon account. I know a lot of YouTubers do this, everyone does this, but they do it for a reason because these videos take a lot of time. Like, not just the shooting of them, but the editing, the uploading, all the editing takes the longest period of time. But yeah, just become a patron, please. I mean, even if it's $1 a month, I have a bunch of different tiers, as low as $1 a month. I mean, so who's going to be first? But I would greatly appreciate that because that enables me to do these videos, instead of focusing my entire time on listing and all this stuff and sourcing. I can, it takes a significant portion of my week to do these 2 videos a week. So I would appreciate it. But let's get on with the good stuff. First, we have this lot of 2 Eddie Bauer 4XL tall short sleeve shirts. I love big sizes like this, especially when I can get multiples of these. I'm certain these were in a haul video at some point, maybe. It's all running together now. I've been doing it long enough. But I only paid like $3.50 a piece for these. So about $7 in on these, and I got $44.99 plus shipping. So really, really good return there. And these were in really good condition. I'm a big fan of Eddie Bauer products. They have 100% guarantee, and just usually fairly good quality. So yeah, it was a good little sale. This is the first one I've sold of these, I think. And what's funny, I found these at AmVets for like $1.25 a piece. And most people were like, what? That's just a piece of junk camera and an acrylic stand. But you know what? That USA 935 in there is a real stamp. That is worth $9.35 of postage. The only bad part about postage like that is you would have to take it to the post office to get metered, which means basically to get verified. I don't like going to the post office, especially where I live, because it's a freaking nut house all the time. So I only got these for like $1.25 a piece, so I've listed them for sale for $7.69 a piece plus shipping. And this is the first one I've sold of these. I only listed 10, but I literally have like 45 of these. So it was a good pickup. I could just use it as postage, and that would probably be more bang for my buck, but that's how much I hate going to the post office. I'd rather sell them for $7.69. But anyway, it was a really good buy, though. I'll do it again. Next, I have this really cool Tony Pacos mug. If you ever watch MASH, me and my wife are big fans of MASH. Max Klinger, Corporal Klinger, is from Toledo, and he talks about Tony Pacos. And that's what this mug is. We got this for our usual 50-75 cents, and it sold for $12.99 plus $7.25 shipping, fairly quickly. Good condition, no spoon stir marks. Yeah, just an awesome little mug. Next we have, you remember these from my haul video? I got 2 of these license plate surrounds. One of them was this Trans Am one. The other one was like a U.S. Olympic Los Angeles from '84 or whatever. So I got this one, and this was want to say $3 or $4. And this sold fairly quickly for $59.99 plus $7.25 shipping. Funny thing is, a guy in Mexico bought this, and he didn't go through the global shipping program. He messaged me and said he was going to have it sent to a friend's in San Diego, but he did the legit thing. He confirmed the guy's address on PayPal. Always make sure it's a confirmed address. And this got sent to San Diego, and the guy from Mexico went up to San Diego and picked this up. But $60 plus shipping for that vintage Trans Am license plate surround. Awesome. Next we have this pair of speaker stands. We got these in a estate sale for just a couple bucks, and the speakers were on these stands. That's the only reason I would even know that these were speaker stands. But the speakers, I mean, I would have flipped them themselves. I looked up the speakers and they just weren't worth messing with. They were in rough condition, weren't, good quality. But we bought the stands out from underneath them. And I didn't list these for a long time, but when I listed these, they sold instantly. So I may have underpriced them a little bit, but there was no real comps out there for these. But in hindsight, I'd probably list these for, maybe $40. But these sold for $29.99 plus $8.50 shipping just immediately after I listed them. And the guy was super stoked to have them too. What's funny is these things have a little tilt. They're higher in the back than they are the front. So it was just pretty cool little thing. Next we have this Green Bay Packers hat. This is it's brand new with the tags. My wife found this one for $2 or $3, and this sold pretty much instantly when I listed it for $20 plus $3.75 first class shipping. So it was brand new. A lot of times, people will leave that sticker on the brim and it'll still be worn, but this was new. Had the stickers on the underneath side. Sold for $25 new, and I got almost the $25 for it. And next we have two in a row. We have two Comcast mugs, and when I sourced these and put them in my haul video, people were kind of like, "What, Comcast?" And like, people collect the most random stuff in the world, and there's people out there that collect Comcast stuff. This is a vintage Comcast coffee mug, really good condition. Sold fairly quickly. It was only a few weeks. Picked both of these up for 50 or 75 cents, and this first one sold for, I listed it as used because it didn't have the stickers, but it was very clean. Sold for $12.99 plus $7.25 shipping. And the same guy, like about 8 hours later, bought this one, the Comcast mug, for $12.99. And I would have combined shipping. I would have, like I normally do, but I had already packaged up the other one and gave it to the mailman by the time he bought this one. And he asked me, if I buy this other one, can you combine them? I'm like, well, I've already packaged it up and sent it out. A lot of times I send out stuff same day, so they only have a couple hour period there when I can combine shipping if they don't order them at the same time. But two really good sales, both those mugs. So almost $26 plus shipping for a couple mugs that I got $1.25 in. Had these for a long time, but didn't give much of anything for them. I got like 3 of these at one time for like $1. These Goebel angel bells. This is from the 1976 one. This was new in the box. You can tell I had this for a while because the picture is just awful. But these were in the box, made in West Germany. So yeah, not a lot of profit in this, of course, but $7.69 plus $3.75 shipping out the door. This is the computer monitor that I had with my old computer before I bought my iMac, and I told the story about the Dell tower that I sold, which was a messed up situation. That's in my last sold video, or the one before that. Go back, and if you haven't heard that story, I don't want to tell it again, but go back and watch the sold video from 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it's a pretty messed up story. But I sold the monitor separately, sold fairly quickly for $60 plus $18.50 shipping. So I made out really well selling that tower and the monitor, Well, luckily the tower worked out the way it did, but yeah, pretty good deal. That's why I saved the box. Usually on stuff I try to save the original boxes, because this, I used this monitor for about 2 years, but I still had the box. Without the box, I don't think this monitor would have sold for half of what it did. It's crazy what a piece of cardboard will do for a price, but it's true. Next we have this. I am not going to try to say that. It's Clio something, and it's a coaster, a trivet wall decoration, kind of a Southwest design. My wife picked this up. She's the art and pottery person of the two of us. Had this for a while, but we didn't pay that much for it. You see right here, that's the only bad part. They used that dadgum grease pencil on it, and I really couldn't get it off. I tried, but it just wouldn't, because this is that non-coated kind of particle board, cardboardish type of material on the back, and that grease pencil just was not going to come off. But we only gave $1 or $2 for that, and it sold for $25 plus $7.90 shipping, so pretty good deal. Next we have this Kids Need Hugs, Not Drugs. This is straight 80s. If you grew up in the 80s like I did, late 70s, early to mid 80s, the Nancy Reagan Say No to Drugs thing. This hat, this was in like new condition. Now this is just pre-owned, but it was obvious someone got this and it's set on a shelf or in a closet and was never worn. But I took an offer on this one. It doesn't show up here. I hate the way that does that, but I listed it for 45 and I took an offer of 25 or 30 on this plus shipping. But still really good for a hat I gave 50 cents or $1 for. Oh yeah, this was in a haul video as well. This Jokari, however you say that, this racquetball paddle game. This was brand new in the box. I listed it as new other because the wrapping on it was kind of wrecked. People in thrift stores, they just totally rip things apart, and yeah, it drives me crazy. But I only paid I think $4 or $5 for this, and this sold instantly the same day or the next day for $60 plus $8.50 shipping. So something to keep an eye out for. This little racket game. Pretty cool stuff. And next we have a BMW owner's manual and literature for the 3 Series BMW. And I had this for a while, but it sold for $25 plus $8.50 shipping. So yeah, I always keep my eye out for car manuals, like even repair manuals, yeah, all this stuff. So yeah, pretty good deal. I was just talking to someone in the comments section of my last video, or the video before that, about vacuum cleaner stuff. I always keep my eye out for vacuum cleaner stuff, whether it's filters or bags or attachment kits. Most of the bags aren't going to be worth your time, but some are. So you just got to check them out. This is a Dyson home cleaning kit, an attachment accessory kit, and it was brand new in the box. I think I gave $5 or $6 for this, and it sold for $24.25 plus $7.90 shipping. Brand new in the box. These were awesome too. These sold just like a bunch of other stuff. These sold instantly when I sold them, same day. I do remember this vividly. These sold like an hour or two after I listed them. These Pioneer flush mount 4-inch speakers. These were vintage but new in the box. Just an awesome deal. I think I gave $4 or $5 for these. Like I said, they sold instantly in the global shipping program for $74.99 plus $9.85 shipping to Kentucky. And these went on to Japan. So somebody paid some big money through the global shipping program. I have no doubt they paid an additional like 30 or 40 bucks to get these on top of the almost 85 that they already paid. So somebody wanted these bad because they sold, like I said, within an hour of me listing them. So yeah, keep an eye out for your vintage speakers. These are a made in Japan version, pretty highly sought after. Next, this Casio disc title printer. This is a thermal disc printer. This was brand new in the box. I paid about $5 for this. and it sold within, you know, a month or two for $100 plus 1040 shipping. $100 for, you know, a lot of people would think, oh, people don't use CDs anymore. Well, they do. And this, like I said, this was really, really good profit. I even, you know, since the box wasn't taped up and stuff, I even took it out of the box and showed it was brand new. Yeah, wish I could find those all the time, don't you? It's awesome. Next, a pair of 550 Levi's, brand new with the tags. I probably gave $7.50 or so for these. And these sold fairly quickly. You know, I have the white background for $30 plus $7.90 shipping. The person left feedback and we're just so happy with these. That's why I love new with tag stuff. This sells so well. Yeah, so don't pass up your jeans. There's still a market. Next we have this vintage, they call them funny face cookie jars. There's also ugly face. Called this wasn't signed, so this Mahone or Mahon era, that's the big name of these funny face jars, is this Mahon or Mahone. And we got this one at a church sale, like a little, you know, pop-up church flea market or garage sale. You know, it was an indoor church sale. And I think we paid $10 for this. And it sold, it took a few months, but it sold for $50 plus $11.45 shipping. It's in really good condition. It looked like it was almost eating an Oreo. That's why I put Oreo type in the title. But just really cool. It had that one little speck of paint. There wasn't a chip, but there's one little speck of paint. The condition isn't showing up. Maybe it's been too long, but I put that in the condition. That's just a throwing flaw. That's not a chip or anything. See, it's not signed. But yeah, no chips on the rim. Really good condition. Next we have this Lance peanut jar. This is the one that we left at the store in a bag with a bunch of other stuff, and we got really lucky. We only paid like $3 or $4 for this. Left it at the store by accident, went back the next week, and they still had the bag full of stuff for us. So that was awesome. And I'm glad they did, because $64.99 plus $11.45 shipping, and this sold really quickly. So yeah, it was really nice. It had one no lid, and it had one little chip on the rim, I'm pretty sure. Or no, it didn't. No chips. I think he said right there, in use condition, no chips or cracks, minor surface scratches, no lid. So, but yeah, it sold super quick for $65 plus shipping. I was shocked we even found this. And then we left it at the store, and luckily they still had it when we went back. So there's still some honest people out there. Next we have this Lipton Sun Tea Beach Club jar. This one is I mean, it's not real weird, but we only paid like $2 for this. And it sold in a week or two for $24.99 plus $9.85 shipping. You know, you can see the pictures, right? I'll post a bunch of pictures. These are actually pretty good pictures. You know, I'm getting better at them. You can see all the flaws. See those little chips on the paint. Showed a picture of the lid off. There was no chips on the rim. And the guy that bought this, he left positive feedback, but in his positive feedback, he put something like, disappointed it didn't have a spigot or something. I'm like, did you not look at the pictures before you bought this thing? But there's all kinds of weirdos out there. You know, it's just, luckily he didn't leave negative or neutral. So $24.99 plus $9.85 shipping. Had this one for a long time. You can tell by the really, really poor picture. But this is a Nike Michael Jordan the restaurant hat. And I only gave like $1 for this, 50, 75 cents a buck or whatever. And this took a while to sell, obviously, but it did sell. And this was used. This was well used. Sold for $25 plus $6.70 shipping, which is kind of high. I don't know, but anyway. Yeah, took all kinds of pictures. You can see the Jumpman on the back. Jordan, see how it's worn. See the Nike tag. Apparently these are fairly difficult to find. I mean, it was clean, but it was definitely worn. You can see it from just the Jumpman how that it was worn. But pretty cool hat. And so yeah, keep your eye out for those. Had this one for a while too, but this was pretty neat. This was an embroidered red. I didn't even know what to call this really, but a Chinese embroidered red jacket robe with dragons. It had a weird sizing on it, size 50, and I put all the numbers on the tag, Kung Fu Chef, just whatever I could think of. And I only gave like $3 or $4 for this. It did have the really cool embroidered dragons. Check this out. Yeah. I don't know if they're, I list them as dragons. They could be Kirins or, yeah, whatever. But still really cool. And the dude was stoked to have this. He left positive feedback. See the sizing? This probably came straight from, you know, China or another Asian country. But I did list in the, somewhere in the listing the measurements because the sizing was, you know, awkward. But $35 plus $7.90 shipping. Next we have a puzzle. You know, this is long tail, you can tell by the picture, but this was new in the box. This 1,000-piece cow puzzle. Probably only gave a couple bucks for this. $25 plus $7.90 shipping. So yeah, you know I like puzzles if you watch my haul videos, especially when they're sealed. And look at that one's sealed. Pretty cool little puzzle. Last item. Had this one for a long time. For a long time I didn't even list it. We got this at an auction for like 35 bucks. And this is a mid-century modern bent Sealberg Mobler, like a magazine end table. What a horrible picture. Had this little like canvas insert where you put newspapers or magazines. And yeah, oh, just bad pictures. Oh my gosh, I don't even know what I was thinking. But you know, I've learned since then. But I had this listed as free local pickup, but the guy that bought it actually lived in Florida, and he ended up, we made a deal where he paid like $225 and I shipped it out to him. So just glad it sold though. Sorry about the noise. I have the windows and doors open. Today it's a pretty nice day. A little loud car with no muffler just drove by. But yeah, so it was a good sale. You know, a couple $100, and like I said, I had about $35 into it. I probably ended up profiting after fees and shipping about $130 or so on this table. So that's it, guys. That's 25 items that sold on eBay. We are going to go out sourcing again this weekend as usual, getting back to normal. Like I said, guys, to reiterate, hit me up with those thoughts on Shopify or other recommendations on just, you know, how to sell more, what you use, what your experience has been, what apps you use, and also please hit up the Patreon. Like I said, these things take a lot of time, and I want to keep on doing them, but you know, need to get something. You know, everybody wants something. You know, so yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you on next Tuesday for a haul video. Now get out there and get sourcing. Later.